Now, let's go live to CBC's Katie Simpson. She's in Lviv. Katie, thanks for the great work you're doing on the ground there. Tell us exactly where you are, and could you also describe the mood there, given these discoveries in Bucha?
Well, we arrived in Lviv, and when you compare the violence that we've seen in the eastern part of Ukraine and the southern part of Ukraine, Lviv has suffered 2 attacks. Russian missiles have struck here twice in the past month. So when you compare to what we've seen in other parts of the country, Lviv is considered generally a much more safe place to be. Businesses are still open. Restaurants are still open. There's been a huge influx of refugees, and it really is a transit point for people to head on to their next destination, those who are trying to get to a safer place. But there is concern, given how unpredictable Russia can be, about whether Western targets are going to be a bigger concern for Russia, and whether we will see more Western locations targeted. And so today, at a local community center, we spoke with a local MP who is helping open a new support center for members of the military who are based here in Lviv. Their job is to make sure this part of the country is protected. They're looking for donations, money for armor, body armor, helmets, things like that, because they are concerned that things could change. Russia is unpredictable, as one of the volunteers told us. Now, we spoke with an MP who is at this sort of opening of this new facility to get his response, to find out what his concerns are and what his thoughts are after these horrific discoveries just outside of Kyiv in places like Bucha and Irpin. And the clip we're going to play, you're going to hear a bit of him speaking in Ukrainian, and then you'll hear from the translator. We asked him, we know you're here today to talk about what's going on in Lviv and the security concerns in Lviv, but what are his thoughts, his reaction to what we're seeing in the eastern part of this country?
Що це якесь аномальне явище, яке, на жаль, насправді впродовж свого молодого життя ніколи не бачив і в фільмах. І те, що побачив на тих картинах, на цих фотографіях, хочу сказати наступне. Ми точно за кожного віддамо. І відправимо кожен чобіт, який перетнув нашу українську землю, 200-м з нашої країни.
Of course, I can comment. So these are the dire images and harrowing footage of what we have seen yesterday. So this carnage left by Russian troops after retreating, after withdrawing from this territory. And I can assure, I'm a young person, and I haven't seen such unhuman treatment, unhuman behavior anywhere, in movies, in videos. So this is the first time that we see such harrowing images. But I can assure you that we are going to pay revenge for every life lost in this area, and every Russian boot is going to leave this country being killed in action.
So that really is the mood and the feeling we're getting from the people here as they learn more about what has happened outside of Kyiv and other parts of this country that have been really targeted by Russian troops.
And Katie, there is growing international condemnation to what we're seeing. You just heard Bob Ray there as well. What's the latest on that from what you're hearing?
What this is going to do is put more pressure on world leaders to find ways to punish Russia. And particularly, this is really going to put a lot of pressure on European leaders to do more when it comes to sanctions. What is a big, huge, what really makes the Russian economy move and helps, what is their biggest motivator? That is the energy industry. And many European countries rely so heavily on Russian energy, oil, and natural gas that there was hesitancy to go for a larger sort of package of sanctions when it comes to that particular industry. What these revelations are going to do is put added pressure on those leaders, even though it's going to cost a lot of, it'd be very painful at home. It's going to make things cost more in countries, specifically Germany and other European nations, because they do rely so heavily on Russian energy. But they're going to be in this position where there is so much evidence that is being uncovered day day by day by day. Investigations into potential war crimes. We're hearing many leaders describing this. This appears to be war crimes. These are war crimes. When you see what journalists and others are uncovering in these parts of Ukraine, that will build pressure on European leaders in particular to step up and do more to try and further punish Russia, to really try and put Vladimir Putin in a position that he must find some sort of off-ramp.
Okay, Katie Simpson, thanks for your great reporting. That's CBC's Katie Simpson in Lviv, Ukraine.